Fox 61 breaking news now.
Right now at 6, a New Haven family is recovering tonight after they had to jump from their burning home. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I'm Annette Montgomery. That fire broke out just after noon on Exchange Street, and that's where we find Fox 61's Kayla Cade live with more details. Kayla, what a brave family.
Yeah, that's right. Such a heroic act from the family here today. Now, there's still, of course, the fire is out, but you can still see the damage that has been left behind. I mean, the house is just charred. You can actually see someone in the window right there. Actually, well, the window is gone, but you can see it in that open space right there. With crews still being on the scene, they're actually cleaning up the debris here. We have the fire marshal on scene right now investigating to find out how this fire started. Now, this is the 3rd floor, and Chief Coughlin with the New Haven Fire Department tells me that the 3rd floor, the father jumped from the 3rd floor and onto this trampoline that you guys see right here as well with his children in his arms. And the mother also fell, or rather jumped from the 3rd floor as well. Now, I did speak with the grandmother. She did not want to go on camera, but she did tell me that the mother is in the hospital. She does have a broken collarbone as well. And again, want to give you guys a closer look at the building right now. Now, we also spoke with Chief Daniel Coughlin as well, who says that they are currently in the hospital and they are being evaluated for precaution.
Point in time, we were advised that there was 4 people trapped in the building, a mother, a father, and 2 kids. They did jump from the building. The mother jumped and sustained a back injury. The father jumped with the child into a trampoline and got out safely. They've all been evaluated for precaution. Very heroic act on the father's part, getting those kids out and jumping onto the trampoline from the lower roof.
And you can still see the debris here in the grass from that 3rd floor and also from the roof here as well. And also when we spoke with the firefighters, they did say they had some challenges today because of the heat, but they did have water for them to make sure that they are not dehydrated while they were fighting this fire. We'll keep you updated as we learn more about their investigation. But for now, in New Haven, Kayla Cade, Fox 61.
Thank you, Kayla. And remember, you can download the free Fox 61 app to stay up to date on current and future breaking news stories. You can also turn on push notifications so you don't miss a single update. All right, let's get over to weather now with meteorologist Sam Sampiri. Right now, we're in a weather impact alert for severe thunderstorms. Sam, what are you tracking?
I'm tracking some strong storms just off to our west. Let me see if I can get my computer to go backwards here. Yep, it's working. What I'm going to do is just start off where we have the severe thunderstorm warning knocking on our doorstep. Here's the latest warning, very close to the Greenwich area. And a lot of this area has a history of producing wind gusts of 60 miles an hour, hail size of 1 inch, tropical downpours causing all kinds of flash flooding. All those warnings now, Westchester County and into also in the New York City area. So certainly here's a close-up shot. Here's Danbury. We're starting to get some heavy downpours. The atmosphere is so juicy that a lot of this is we're going to be dealing with some downpours in western Connecticut. And I won't be too surprised if a couple of these storms become severe into Fairfield County. That's where we have the severe thunderstorm watch. Over 830 lightning strikes down there in southeast New York and all through the New York City area. You can see multiple warnings with the flash flooding going on. And you can see the clouds just blowing up. There's the visible satellite. Here's a bigger picture of it. Here's the cluster of lightning. This is going to be moving in. A lot of it will break up, but I won't be too surprised in the next couple of hours here. We get into action in western Connecticut, central eastern, lesser chance, and wake up tomorrow morning with mostly clear skies. That severe thunderstorm watch continues to be in effect until 9 o'clock. I'll be back in a few minutes. Detail the weekend, and we'll talk about more shower chances and storms and what you can expect in the next week. Annette?
Thank you, Sam. Well, for the first time, 1 of 2 former employees of a Windsor Locks nursing home faced a judge today. That employee is charged in the death of a 93-year-old woman who was found outside in the snow in February. Fox 61's Alicia Hercules spoke to the victim's niece outside court.
Poppy Bebo has been charged with criminally negligent homicide in connection to the death of Margaret Healy. Healy's niece, who was in the courtroom, says she's thankful the wheels of justice have finally begun to turn for the family.
No one should wander outside in 0-degree weather with -15 wind chills when they've been entrusted to someone's care.
Claire Kindle was in the courtroom as Bebo faced a judge for the first time in the death of her aunt at a Windsor Locks nursing home. She says their family is thankful to see someone being held accountable for this tragedy.
The family is patient, and we will be there through every step of the way.
Back in February, investigators say Healy was able to leave the Bickford Health Care Center through an unsecured back door just before 2 o'clock in the morning. Temperatures were around 0 that morning. Investigators say Healy was outside for more than 3 hours before a staff member found her lying face down in a snowbank. They say employees did not immediately call 911. Healy was eventually taken to a nearby hospital where she was pronounced dead. Bebo, who was the shift supervisor at the time, was charged with criminally negligent homicide and tampering with physical evidence in her death. Prosecutors say Bebo also has several pending cases in Manchester.
That include other serious offenses, including sexual assault charges, risk of injury to minors, and illegal sexual contact with minor victims.
The prosecution requested Bebo be placed under intensive pretrial supervision, which is a high-level monitoring program for those awaiting trial. His attorney disagreed with the request, citing that his client has always been cooperative with police.
He's never missed a single court date. I don't think the restrictions are necessary.
The prosecution also requested that the court prevent Bebo from taking care of anyone as a part of his employment.
State has serious concerns about his ability to care for others.
The judge granted that request.
So that includes an official nursing home, our nursing job, nursing home, that's home care.
The case will now be evaluated for Part A court, where the most serious cases in the state are tried. Kindle says although there is a long legal battle ahead, the family is prepared to fight for justice for Healy.
That's the least we can do, is to be there and show up and say, yes, we care, this is important, and it wasn't right.
Bebo is scheduled to appear back in court on September 3rd. Uchenna Obi, the other former nursing home employee charged in the case, is scheduled to appear in court for the first time on September 8th. In Hartford, Alicia Hercules, Fox 61.
Right now, 2 Republican candidates are making one last push to represent the 5th Congressional District on ballots this November. Chris Shea is a former Navy SEAL and current lieutenant at the North Haven Fire Department. Jonathan DeBarros is a youth mentor who started a nonprofit to help at-risk children after his own murder conviction was overturned and he was pardoned in 2022. Fox 61's Celine Arif spoke with both candidates about their fight to win the race in District 5.
Jonathan DeBarros and Chris Shea share the same party, but they have very different views on who should lead the 5th Congressional District. Chris Shea hopes voters consider his experience at the polls.
My resume of serving the country for 33 years in the military, serving my community as a paramedic and a firefighter for 25 plus years, as well as raising a family here right in the district, owning property here right in the district, running a business.
And Jonathan DeBarros says he wants people to focus on his dedication to winning over first-time voters.
If you're not going to campaign aggressively inside of urban communities to actually present your policy in a way that is going to resonate, to energize them to actually go to the polls to vote for the first time, you're never going to flip this district.
Shea says one of the biggest issues he wants to prioritize is the cost of living.
We got to get after the energy cost here in the state, you know, and the pipeline coming from Pennsylvania is a big deal. I would love to be in a position to put some pressure on getting that done and completed.
DeBarros says he'll focus on getting more people off government support.
I want to create a mandatory job training program for anyone that's currently enrolled on SNAP benefits, Section 8 housing, not for our seniors or people that are disabled, but able-bodied adults.
Shea says it won't be easy to take on the incumbent 4-term Congresswoman Jahana Hayes, but here's why he says he would be better at the challenge.
A couple things: real-world experience, an organization that's set up to beat her, the ability to raise money, which is going to be necessary to beat her.
We asked DeBarros the same thing. His response?
Jahana Hayes always had controlled opposition that she had to face with. People who were too timid, not assertive enough, didn't go into the communities that we need to actually win.
It's not too late to early vote if you want to. Polls are open tomorrow and Sunday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. In Plymouth, Celine Arif, Fox 61.
And as Celine just said, after tonight, you only have 2 more days to either vote early or submit an absentee ballot ahead of Election Day, Tuesday. And as of yesterday, more than 89,400 voters have already cast their ballots in person. And another 38,500 people have mailed in their votes. The top 3 municipalities to vote early hasn't changed since early voting began. And that's West Hartford, Hamden, and Manchester. Remember, early voting ends Sunday and primary election day is Tuesday. To find your polling place and see the hours that location will be open, you can head to fox61.com. And remember, Fox 61 is your home for election coverage. Join us for live results and expert analysis on the races that matter. We'll have a live streaming special at 9 o'clock on election night, followed by full coverage during the Fox 61 News at 10. Now to breaking news from the state capitol. Governor Ned Lamont has now urged cities and towns to pump the brakes on installing license plate readers and speed cameras. Tonight, he's also calling for a review of the technology. In a statement, the governor says people have valid concerns about privacy and how their data is collected, stored, and shared. Governor Lamont also said he wants state police standards officials to develop clear guidance within the next 30 days. And that's before any new systems are installed. Now to a traffic alert. You might need to take a detour if you're driving through Suffield. And that's because police tell us one of the main roads, Suffield Street, is closed because of an old culvert. Under the road has now deteriorated to the point that road isn't safe. Now this is at the 1100 block just north of McDougal Walker Correctional, not far from the Windsor Locks town line. Police didn't say how long that road will be closed, but this is no overnight fix, so it may be a while. Right now, state agencies are being tasked with helping to identify funding to repair the Nathan Hale homestead in Coventry after it was vandalized this past weekend. The 1776 home of the Connecticut official state hero is now operated as a museum and is preparing to celebrate its 250th anniversary this fall. The damage as a result of the vandalism extended to the Hale family barns and the barn used by the Coventry Farmers Market. Staff there says cash, equipment, and valuable materials were all stolen. And tonight, police say they're still on the hunt to find the people responsible.